Hey there. So I thought we would before we get started, I would just show you this cute little Christmas tree. It's just about the size of my hand, slightly longer, taller, and just see if I can upshot there for you. Very cute little tree. So I'm going to be teaching this on the 13th, Wednesday the 13th of December. Currently, I've got a couple of spaces left in the actual class that I'm teaching it at. And you need to have booked and paid for your spot by the 15th of November. It is $55 to create it. However, if the classroom gets too full, then I do have kits that I'll be able to do instead. So yes, if you would like to do it, then let me know and let's have a chat. Okay, bye. Good morning. Welcome to Something Saturday. So today I thought, excuse me, sorry, just chucking something out of the way. I thought I would tell you why we have cats. Actually, I found something that makes our cats kind of useful, actually. And it's something that we can craft with as well. So there you go. What was I going to say? So coming up to Christmas, I was thinking that we really need to start looking at things that we can make that are cheap for Christmas. And I have made something to put my stuff into, and I really like it. So I thought I will go with that, and this is why we have cats. So we can utilize the tins of cat food. There you go. Now I'm going to use Masterfully Made Designer Series paper, which I'm pretty sure I haven't used before because I still have a lot of it left over, so I'm guessing probably not. And that is in the annual catalogue, so that you know. Goes through till April 2024. And this is just really pretty paper. So we're going to start off by showing you the paper. I know, isn't it gorgeous? And it's actually, I didn't realise until I was looking at it, it's actually got writing in the background. So it's got like little sections. You can sort of see lines coming through it. And that's the other side, which is also really gorgeous. So then we've got this one and this side. How cool is this? It kind of looks like you should be able to feel it, but no, it's just one sheet. And then this one, and it kind of gives you ideas of what you could actually just do with bits of paper yourself as well, just to create interesting backgrounds. I really like this. That's ever so pretty. And then we've got, which way up does this one go? Let's go with it baying that way, although I wonder if you could have it this way and assume that it's all coming down. No, I think the writing's this way. All right, stop waffling, Heather. What's on the other side? That one. And then we've got this one, which is really cool when you cut it in half and then you can chop it up and use it in a card, which I actually have done. So hang on a minute, because I realise that I made that one with it. So that's kind of cool. I'm really happy with that. I also just put a little bit of a sort of like fringe of green down on the bottom of it. So on the other side of that is some more of this, which this is one of my favorite colors anyway. It's pretty peacock. So, and last but not least, we have some hills that have been torn out and shoved on. And again, you know, the ideas that you can get from just something like this, of what you could do with your cardstock at home, just to rip it up and create different effects like this. So that is all 6 patterns in the cardstock. You do get 2 of each in your pack, so you get 12 pieces of cardstock in your pack. So anyway, we are going to move on to tin making or tin decorating. And see, I have even decorated the bottom and inside, in case you can see that. It's possibly a little too dark. Okie dokie. So, 1 cat can. We happen to get our cats food from Aldi. So this is an Aldi cat can. I'm hoping that most cans are of a similar size, because I will give you instructions on my blog of the specific dimensions, but I'll mention them as we go through as well. So I have pre-cut because it's so much easier when I pre-cut. And what I did was I took my cat can and I laid it on top of these and went, oh, look at that, I think that's about the right size. And lo and behold, it is just about the right size to sit onto here and to sit inside there. And if you happen to have some circled eyes, it makes it so much easier. If you don't, just draw around it, and then when you cut it out, just a fraction smaller, because you're drawing around the outside and you want it to sit on the inside. But these are the deckled circled dies, and this is die number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, die number 6 of the deckled circled dies. Deckled circled dies. How cool is this die set? I mean, there's, oh wow, you actually get, tells me somewhere on here how many dies there are in it. You get 14 circle dies, and this one is really massive. One of the girls was telling me, Rose was telling me the other day, that she's seen people use this with designer series paper, and then it actually sits inside your envelope and acts like an envelope liner. I thought, ooh, that sounds like a good idea, doesn't it? I did try it on something the other day, and I've got a feeling that I then sent that off to somebody, so aren't you the lucky recipient? Right, back to decorating the tin. So I figured that potentially this would be kind of handy as like little Christmas gifts for people that, you know, if you're not doing it in Christmas colours, it's useful for all year round. I kind of figure that anyway. So as I say, this fits nicely inside there, so just add a little bit of glue to it so it'll sit nicely on the bottom. A little late, but we'll use it in for the rest of it. And just push that down to the bottom. You can even just use your glue just to squidge it down there properly and push it down into the corners. And it does fit beautifully, that number 6 deckled circle die, 6 from the middle out. I'm not really sure how to describe the number of the die. So this one, a little bit more complicated because it actually is slightly larger than this, but I did find that if I grabbed my bone scorer and I use the fat end of it, I can actually just push it down and into here. So if you push it in like this, oh, and then you can persuade it into the bottom of there, and then when it actually goes in, it kind of covers it all. So I'll show you. Oh, let's get some glue onto this. Advantages of the mat is that I can be sticky and messy with it, and it doesn't really matter too much. So there we go. And just maybe run your thumbnail, or as I say, bone scorer just around there, and you'll have to sort of hold it down for a second or two just to make sure that it stays in place. So I can see it's just raising up there. But it does cover the bottom of it very nicely. So that's a good sign. All right. Next thing we want to do is pop something on the inside. So I was quite keen on having that on the outside and this on the inside. I think, oh, excuse me. I think whatever you put on the inside needs to be relatively dark, because if people are putting pencils and pens in there, then you don't want to have something light that then you see all the pen and pencil marks going in. Does that make sense? Hopefully. So what we also want to do is, because this is curved, we want to curve a cardstock. So take your bone scorer and use the side of it just like that. Excuse me. And that will start to curl it round for you, so it should then stick it into there. Might just curl it round just a tad more. There we go. So then we're going to pop some glue on. Totally recommend using the Tombow adhesive. I did start off with my other one using this stuff, stamping seal, and of course, because it doesn't move, that then caused me a few issues. You really want something that as you put it in, you can kind of move it around a little bit. We will just draw this on. There we go, that should be enough glue in there. And then we just need to go a bit of persuasion, tuck it down. Oh, and I should be telling you some of these measurements. I'll do that in a moment. Hang on. So the piece that I put into the inside here is measuring 10.5 centimetres. So it's pretty much an A4 sheet, and you're going to cut it lengthways in half. So you've got a nice long strip like that, 10.5 centimetres, and then you cut that down to, this is exactly the same size, the one that's going on the outside. You cut it down to 24.5 centimetres. It probably can be a little bit shorter than that. I just like to have a little bit of an overlap on it. So there we go. That was much better than my original attempt. Very happy with that. So the inside should look something like this, which I'm guessing you probably can't see because it's very dark. So that's helpful, isn't it? Okay, so then the next one you want is, you want to decide which way up you're going to put this. And again, curl your cardstock. Because it wants to go around the outside of this. And this one you also need to curl as well. So I rather like the flowers, so I'm putting them on the outside. But it really is a tough decision with these papers sometimes, what you want to use. And I like the idea of having just that little gap going around the outside. So it gives this piece like that, basically. So let's just see. Oh, come on. So again, we're just gonna get this gluey. And then I'm going to pop that onto there and hope that, so that's the advantage with the glue, is that if I haven't got it exactly where I want it, I can move it. Just not for long, admittedly, but just for a few moments. And the reason I've curled it first is because I tend to find once you have stuck 2 layers of paper together, they kind of resist curling in the same way together. Obviously one of them has to be marginally longer around the outside than the other one does, if that makes sense. I know what I'm talking about. That's a good thing, isn't it? So it's not perfect. I don't think I've got it exactly right, but I mean, if I tried to uncurl it at this point, you would find that there would be little lumps in it, and that's why, as I say, it requires curling beforehand. Then we need to now go ahead and add glue to the inside. Oh, Heather, seriously, you're not using a mat? Honestly. Oh no, I've got sticky fingers. Hang on a minute, just rub that off. Alright, and we're back. There you go. Now I'm glad I've got my mat in front of me. Right, I do want to make sure I've got enough glue along this edge, because I know this will be the one that flaps over top of the other part. I bet that's slightly sticky now. Never mind. It'll be fine. So then this now tucks underneath that little lip that you've got here. Oh, and I meant to say, so in the preparation of these cans, I actually have a can opener that kind of, as you, where's my cans gone to? As you open the can, so these ones actually have a pull thing on them to begin with. So as you pull off, it leaves you with this kind of sharp little piece around there. But my can opener then has this amazing way of being able to sort of like take off that sharp bit, and I have no idea how it ends up, but it ends up that it's not going to cut you because it's nice and smooth. So I will put a photo of my can opener up on the blog too, actually. Then you'll know. I think it's one of those Clever range ones, but I have a feeling that Tupperware used to sell one that was the same, and yeah. So there you go. And there you have it. Nice and simple. It would make a great Christmas gift for someone. Yes, they're going to know it's a tin, but you have poured love into it. See? Pouring love. So there you go. I'm just going to pop my thingo on the glue, lid even. And as I say, I really like having that little extra section there. I just think it makes it look nice. But you don't have to have that. Potentially you could have your designer paper going all the way through. Good luck with it matching up on the sides though, I will say. And that is it. So there you go. As I say, I will put all the details up on my blog. I'm pretty sure I mentioned what sizes I had cut things. Really, really simple. Oh, I didn't mention the size of the designer series paper. So that is 9 inches long and 3/4 inches wide. And that gives you that nice little gap around the sides. That is it. But, oh no, hang on a minute. So if you have a different size tin to this one, which this tin happens to be, almost 11.5 centimeters and about 7.5 centimeters diameter. So if you have a different size tin, what you want to do is just measure that drop, and then you cut your cardstock to that. And then as you roll your cardstock round, you just make yourself a mark where it's flapped over sufficiently enough that you're happy with it. And that will become how long and how wide your cardstock needs to be. So I've used the same cardstock size on the inside and the outside, and then my designer series paper is just slightly smaller. So it's not a difficult one to do. So I am sure that somebody should be able to have a go at this. And if you do, tell me about it. Tell me how you went. And come and join me next Saturday, and I will show you something randomly different then too. Bye.